What is up, everybody? Happy Friday. Everybody's favorite day of the week. Wow. Yeah, it's not the end of the work week. No. Get to come back here and watch another episode of Charlotte for the week. We have a huge week this week. A lot of you probably already know. Played Miami. What happened? Well, you know. We'll get right into it, right? So Charlotte, of course, went for the record, or at least tying the record of MLS consecutive victories. In not one, not two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was kidding a couple weeks ago when I said I'm going to have to show my toes, but we are damn close to toes at this point. We love it, thow. I mean, what a game winner.
We don't want to see that.
Yeah, well, hey, you do want to see that, I promise.
But
I got
we don't
beautiful
want to see your toes. We'll use our fingers.
Maybe, yeah. I guess we could just go down the line. We'll workshop that later. But anyway, not about my toes right now. This is all about Charlotte FC and the just incredible performance that they put on Saturday night against Miami. Obviously, Charlotte 3, Miami 0, zilch, nada. I was so sure they were going to score a couple goals. If you watched, obviously, last week's episode, like, hey, we got to stay in it. Don't get down. We didn't even have to get down, right? I mean, it was literally, almost from the jump. I would say outside of that first 10 minutes, maybe, right, where they took us by surprise with some long balls there, I think, early. That was pretty much the only stretch of game that I would say Miami had any control over from that 10-minute stretch. Obviously, they got the penalty early as well. Get into that in a second. But outside of those moments, right, it was Charlotte all the way. I mean, it was as dominant as we have seen them be against any team. And we're talking Miami here, right? So, what a wonderful night. You got to start and almost finish with, this is going to be the Toke show. I'm wearing his jersey second week in a row. Hadn't done that yet, but you have to when the guy scores not one, not two, but three. A hat trick for Eden Toklomati. I had texted you guys, he was beast mode, and he had only scored one goal at that time, and then he went on to score the others. Can't forget Zaha. Obviously, this night is about Toklomati and the team collectively with his hat trick and the record. But I thought Zaha was immensely good in this game, just getting fouls, creating things. He obviously created the foul in the box for the third goal against Busquets. And then what does he do as a leader? He goes and hands the ball over to Toklomati to get that hat trick. What a show of leadership from him. Just really shows how the team has come together throughout the season. And, of course, we cannot forget about Kalina in this game neither. I had mentioned the penalty, so early in the game, Miami gets that penalty. Of course, Messi steps up to take it. And, man, did Kalina make him look like an idiot with that Paneka, right? He waited him out, made the save. So really a memory of a lifetime for two of our players, right? With Kalina being able to get that save. Had a couple other phenomenal saves as well. Another clean sheet to his name. Beautiful game for him. And then, of course, Toklomati getting the hat trick. Even got to see Dino do the Poznan, right, with Tepper in the box, right? That was amazing to watch. We love our coach. We love our gaffer. Seeing him do that was great. I put in here best night in club history so far. And I do mean so far because we have a lot more to get to this season and accomplish, in my opinion. But am I right to say that? Do you guys agree? What do you think?
I think the whole night was electric. It was a little disturbing at first to see the amount of pink in the stadium initially, but they weren't really all that loud. I think that just goes to prove they were more Inter-Messi fans than they were really Inter-Miami fans.
Very true.
I would just say I thought Zaha giving up the penalty kick for Toke was pretty cool. And I think when we heard him talk, I think he got asked why. He's like, me taking the penalty kick at that moment doesn't do anything for me, but it's a life change. It's an event for him he'll never forget.
Absolutely.
So him scoring a penalty kick, no big deal. Him Toke getting his hat trick, huge deal for him, something he's going to remember. And then I thought Kalina, they asked him about his save on Messi, and he was like, yeah, pretty good. It'll be one of my memories of a lifetime. So I was like,
I saw you trying to do the Croatian accent there for a second. I was curious to see how that went.
But I really thought, I think really once Messi missed that penalty kick, he was kind of non-existent.
Literally.
That one moment he kind of went through the middle and they kind of done. I'm not sure if that was before or after the PK, but he was kind of non-existent. And I kind of also thought he was a tool at the end of the game because he just left straight off the field.
Yeah.
Didn't shake hands, nothing. So, he's still the GOAT, but there are some things he did. I was like, dude.
Well, he certainly wasn't in this game. I think I went and looked, obviously, at the FOTMOB ratings after he was the worst rated player on the field, actually.
Wow.
So so not much from him. I think a little bit of that is maybe. I mean, I'm not going to make it as an excuse, but Suarez being out, I think we were able to really just that whole midfield was attacking him the entire game from 3 different directions, and so not much he could do. But Brian, what did you think?
And let's give credit to Brant Bronico.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yes.
was all over
Yes.
Messi, and also forcing Messi to play a little bit of defense. I thought he had a great performance again. He's really been playing well lately, and our family generally does kind of a recap after the game, and we're talking about who played well, who didn't play great. And honestly, we went down the board, and every single Charlotte FC player played well. And it was a team performance.
It was. I actually had probably like 20 lines because I wanted to shout at everybody, but obviously, time constraints and what, right? But I guess we don't have any time constraints. We can go for 2 hours if we want to talk about how good that game was. But no, you're exactly right. I mean, the midfield, I thought we were, obviously talking at the transfer window deadline, midfielder, and it seems like ever since we were harping on that, we've seen players like Gianni step up. I thought he played well anyway. I mean, he was moving the ball. You just mentioned Bronico and, of course, Westwood. Not that we know what we can count on from him really from the jump anyway, but I feel like even his game has been elevated over the last couple of weeks. Really was a true team performance, but man, yeah, what a game.
Yeah, and I mean, Kalina, I think when Dino talks about bringing in players to like compete for positions, I really think that's lit a fire for Kalina. I mean, because ever since we heard about Drake Callender coming, his game has like just. I mean, I don't think he's been like terrible. I think there were mistakes earlier in the season that we could say it was his fault, but the defense definitely didn't do him any favors. But I mean, I also think before there wasn't that MLS keeper that had the games in their pocket and the experience, and now I think he's like, well, if I'm on the bench, there is somebody who's legit behind me. No, nothing that to throw shade on the keepers we had.
Right, but no, you're right.
I mean, I've seen the difference since he's come, and I think that's pretty cool.
We all have. No, I mean, yeah, competition breeds competition, right? Iron sharpens iron, as they say. Right. And so I think you're absolutely right on that. We have seen him get much better after that kind of lull in the middle of the season. No, he's been great. I do want you guys to answer, though. Was this the best night in Charlotte club history, or is there even a second? Like, what are we thinking? Like, where does it rank if it's not first?
For me, it's certainly top 5. The top 5 performance. I got to put the inaugural season opening game probably at 1.
Fair. Yep.
And then the Chelsea night was
Chelsea was good
for me.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's up there. Maybe the other one that I could compare it with would be when we beat Inter Miami to make it into the playoffs.
Decision day.
But,
yep.
I mean, it was up there. And Inter Miami is a team that's easy to hate.
Very.
So it felt really good seeing that Pink Phony Club walking out.
Pink Phony Club. Yeah. We're gonna be singing it all week.
All week.
Miami.
We're gonna keep on scoring.
Love that.
So I would say definitely top 3. I agree with Brian. Inaugural night was
fair.
That was pretty amazing with just the organic way certain things happen that now have become a fabric of Charlotte FC. I would say this game would be a close tie to when we played Orlando in the playoffs and we had the shootout and Kalina made the saves to like send us to that third game in Orlando. That night also I felt was like crazy electric.
That moment, I would say, definitely collectively for the game.
Those would be my top.
Okay.
So best night, no, but really close.
Okay, fair. No, I think that's, like I said, obviously a little recency bias as well after having just watched the game is kind of when I'm writing these out. And so
I could go most complete performance 100%. by the
team. I don't think it's a doubt that this was the best performance of the year. And just statistically speaking, this is the best team that we've had. We know that already. So I think you have to say, start to finish. I mean, the whole team aspect, right? I had mentioned it in the preview last week about how, a team is going to beat individual players. Not that my message had anything or resonated to them, I'm sure, but it seemed like that's exactly the way that it played out on the field is we had a bunch of players out there that were playing for this, right? Whereas they were kind of playing maybe for themselves a little bit, and it just absolutely showed on the field. I love to watch it.
I think if we put what we put out on Saturday night on the field, every game moving forward, every match moving forward, I will gladly put any team in the MLS up against this.
100%.
I think we showed what we're capable of, and I want to even say like there could be more because that's what we always hear from the club. But I would say if this is where we are and this is what we're capable of, I'm pretty okay with that, and that's a pretty cool thing to see on the pitch week in and week out.
A little bit off topic, well, not off topic, but just kind of going off script, I'd say. What is the midfield, moving into this week? Obviously, we got Pep Biel coming back. I think Gianni's played really well in there along with Bronico. I'm sure Westwood, too. I mean, that's 4 players for 3 positions. Who do we think is going to be starting moving forward? Just curious.
I think for me, it's Westwood, Bronico, and Pep Biel.
Yep, okay.
And Gianni's played
Amazing.
great.
Yep.
I think he's been a big piece of who we've become. So having him come off the bench, I think is a plus. But can't keep Pep out. How can you keep Bronico out?
Yeah,
I mean, he just keeps making
runs
the
and
team.
runs and runs and runs. Yes, absolutely.
And of course, the skipper. We're not taking him out
No,
either.
yeah, okay.
And I mean, I think Gianni knows that he's going to be coming off the bench, whether that's in for Westwood as a more because he has that defensive mindset too to kind of play back in the midfield and help with that defensive thing. But I think he also can come in for Bronico, and has that same mentality of I'm just going to run and be a menace for the other team. So I think that's a nice thing to have someone like a Gianni who's played so well. Unfortunately, there's just a lot of really good players right now clicking at the right time, which is a great problem to have. But hey, I'll take Gianni.
So I'm saying you need a goal late, and you have Gianni that can come into the midfield and an Abada up top, right? I mean, that's just quality that we've probably never had before coming off the bench. That firepower.
Don't forget about Archie.
Hell, even Archie as well,
for
right?
That Archie goal.
Yes, one of these days he'll come. He just
coming.
needs to get on the field a little bit more. But yes, absolutely.
The curse of the hamstring.
Right. Darn right. Well, no, that's. I guess all we really kind of wraps up. We'll put a bow on it, as I typically like to say, right, for this particular. But just kind of in conclusion, what a night for the team. What a night for everybody, right, in Charlotte and involved in the club. Complete performance. Couldn't ask for more. 9 people. Y'all seeing my toes in a couple weeks here. That is 9 straight victories.
We will come up with another.
We'll censor it. Anyway.
I did hear Dean say he wanted the records. I heard him say that in his presser this week.
Oh, okay, great. I hadn't seen that necessarily yet. I'm glad that he is. I'm sure they were very aware, right? But for him to actually acknowledge it, hey, that's great.
And he's like, I'm glad we got it, but I don't want to be tied for it. I want to own it. So.
Fun fact: who did? So, do you know the other team that we're tied with?
I do not.
Trivia time there. Oh, we got somebody that knows it. Okay.
Come on.
A little special guest, yeah.
It's the Seattle Sounders.
Bang.
It's the 2015 team too.
That's right. Yeah, she's right on top. Yeah, she's already getting ready for the next segment. Which
maybe you should highlight her in your show sometime.
I can do that.
Yeah, maybe like in a few minutes.
Maybe in a few minutes we'll have you on for a little bit more trivia. It sounds like you already know a lot, so we'll go ahead and do that.
Stump Caitlin.
Here to come. All right, and in honor of Toklomati's big day, obviously out on the field against Miami with the hat trick, we had to bring Caitlin and Maddie back. You saw them, I think, a couple weeks back, giving great predictions, and so we're going to give you guys a little bit of a trivia here. So a little trivia time. We're going to call it Toklo Trivia. So a little bit of just general knowledge on Toklomati. Let's see how you guys do. Winner can snail me. I promise I won't. Won't do anything. But yeah, we'll do something after. But anyway. So I got 6-7 questions here, something like that. First one, Eden Toklomati. When is his birthday, or what is his birthday?
Do I have to do month?
Yeah, month, day, just closest. If you can get this, that'd be a hot start if anybody gets this right. So I'll give you guys. Let's do 20 seconds. So I'm counting down in my head. Eden Toklomati's birthday. Pins down. All right, can we turn them around? Let's show everybody what we got. We got September
2004.
Okay, so year, and then what do we have over here? August, just August. So we have, hard to know. I would guess the winner on this particular round would be Maddie, but you got the year, so so it's August 9th, 2004. So y'all are both very close as far as, you got the year. 1 month off, barely. You were on the right month, didn't have anything after, but that's a pretty good start. That's better than I would have done. So we're off to a hot start. Question 2, get everything ready. You have to erase or do whatever you want to do. Let me know when you're ready or get it all.
Does that mean Manny has a point?
Sure. Well, I would say I think both of y'all probably got a point on that one. It was I would say half a point for both. We'll start there. Half a point for both. Next question: where was he born?
I knew this.
Oh, jumped right up on that one. So we'll go ahead and get these flipped in. So, all right, flip in 3, 2, 1.
I put Israel.
Israel, Italy, not quite. So we got a winner on this one. Hey, both I countries. You were right on it. Israel, to be more specific, Netanya, Israel. But I wouldn't expect anybody. Wouldn't have known that. So Netanya, Israel is where he was born. Question number 3. Let me know when you're all ready. This is a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys are enjoying it, but this is fun for me. I can't wait till the question after here in a little bit. See what answers we come up with. All right, question number 3. What is Eden Toklomati's position on the field? So, what position does he play? I guess is an easier way to say that. Everybody good? Yep. Okay, turn them around, reveal to everybody. You fold it up.
He's a forward striker, and he plays at number 9.
Okay, right on top. And what we got over here? Forward number 9, perfect. Hey, we need a round of applause on that one. Y'all both nailed that one. That is right. Striker, number 9, all of those positions. Yep, correct. So Eden Toklomati, striker. Of course, again, a hat trick against Miami. All right, so this one will be fun. I'm interested to see how this goes. So Eden Toklomati averages 0.68 goals per 90 minutes. What would that rank him on Charlotte's all-time list? In other words, would he be first? Would he be 10th? Like 0.68 goals per 90. Where would he rank on Charlotte's all-time list? All right, turn it around. Let's see what everybody. Third here, third there. Absolutely, and I just realized you guys didn't have the mic. We'll have to hold this up. Both incorrect. He actually now ranks first, believe it or not, in goals per 90. Goals per 90. Not total goals, but goals per 90. I figured that might trip us up a little bit. Yeah, he is number 1 in Charlotte history after his hat trick performance on Saturday night. So, way to go, Eden. Number 1 in Charlotte history. 2 more questions. So we got 2 more here. This one's going to be fun. What is the name of his first club that he played for? Very first club before he came to Charlotte. If any of y'all get this one right, I don't know what I'll do. I mean, I'll have to think of some sort of something, but this will be this will be fun. I just want to see the answers.
Like his club growing up or like his first club?
Kind of both, I would say, yes. I guess technically he did play for 2 with the deep amount of research I had to do for this, but his last club before he came to Charlotte. You wrote a whole book over there. All right, and we'll go ahead and reveal in, I guess, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and turn it over. Let's see what we got. Canada, love that.
I said the Israel National Little Leagues team.
Israel National Little Leagues team in Canada. Both very creative, great answers. Unfortunately, neither one correct. I think he did actually play for the youth national team, so I don't know that I can all the way mark that incorrect. What we were looking for should have been so obvious is Maccabi Petah Tikva. Duh. Like, how do we not know that?
Gosh, I'm sorry.
Maccabi Tiva, like so obvious. That's the team he played for first. Gabby, please edit that in because I don't. That was the best pronouncing I can do. All right, and last question here. Last question. This is a true or false. So 50-50 here. True or false, Eden Toklomati had a movie made about his childhood. Is that true or is that false? And y'all both answered that one quickly, so I seem to go ahead and move it around. So let's go ahead and reveal, I guess, in 3, 2, 1.
True.
False.
It is true. It is true. Yeah, you're gonna have to check it out. A little knowledge for you there. Yep. He was in a movie. I guess it was about his bar mitzvah or his dad coming back. I guess got deported for a while. Anyway, yeah, you're gonna want to watch that one perhaps. I don't know if it's appropriate.
Guys.
That is true.
If it's not true, then I'm gonna get.
If it's not true, then we have to blame Wikipedia because that's where this came from. Shout out Wikipedia. But it does seem to be the case. So that is all the questions I have for you guys. Thank you so much for your participation. Did you learn anything? Did you learn
yes.
Maccabi Petah Tiva?
Never heard of that.
Yeah, me neither. Not till today. So, well, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Say anything you want into the mic before you leave?
6, 7.
I knew that was coming.
Hashtag for the crown.
There we go. For the crown, as always. Hey, we love Toklomati. We love the crown. We love this segment.
Also, hit that follow button, the like button, and that notification button.
Don't even have to do my own job anymore. We have it right here. It's perfect. Thank you guys, and another
Charlotte.
And now for another one of your favorite segments of the show, we have the news for the week. Of course, we talked about a lot of the fun news that we had at the game and Charlotte specific, but just a couple other highlights for Charlotte specific. Kalina, with the stellar performance he put on the field or the pitch for us, managed to get on the team of the match day, but as a substitute. I didn't even know they had substitutes, but shout out to Kalina. I really want to know who this other person was that made it because Kalina was on fire.
Yeah.
But and then of course Tok also made team of the match week.
Shocker.
Yeah, with his hat trick. So shout out to Tok. This is the Tok show. So, but hat tricks seem to be something that was pretty prevalent in the MLS on Saturday.
You've done this before. That was great. Yes, absolutely. So we do typically keep this to Charlotte, but there was a lot of historic things that happened within the league this week. So a little bit of news there. So we're very excited for Toklomati's hat trick. He was not alone on Saturday. There was actually 4 hat tricks scored in the MLS on Saturday. That is a record. In case you were wondering, you don't have to go research it. I already did. The other 2, or 3 rather, I don't know how to count. Thomas Moeller, ever heard of him? Not a bad player, right? Dennis Bouanga, one of the greats in the league right now, and Diego Rossi, another legend within the MLS. So to be on that list as Eden with those 3 names. And by the way, I kind of a side note here. I watched a segment on MLS 360 perhaps on Apple TV. They were ranking the 4 hat tricks. Whose was the best? Everybody said our guy Toklomati's was the best out of the bunch. So, but still want to give recognition to all those players. Obviously, Moeller's only been here for 2 weeks it seems like, and already getting a hat trick. And these are good players.
I want to comment on the hat trick from Toklomati. I mean, he didn't have to do a whole lot. Those were team goals.
Yes,
but he has the ability and to be in the right place at the right time. And I don't think you coach that.
No. His are tap-in headers or what, and that's a striker's goal every time. You know what I mean? He, like you said, his best thing is his instincts, just knowing where to be at what time and getting there and getting it done.
Some good company he found himself with there too. Those, like you said, 3 stellar players.
Yeah, I mean, legends.
However, I would say that Eden is probably almost half of their age. So, he's our youngster of the bunch. So get ready because more things are happening.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. 21. We just went over that. Established his birthday. So yeah, he's a youngin. But not only were there 4 hat tricks scored Saturday, there was 57 goals scored on Saturday, which is also the most in one given day in MLS history. So goals were flying in all over the place. We'll get to some of those here in the scores, some shocking score lines that you'll hear about. But yeah, just a crazy Saturday in the sport, right? So that's all I had. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, some Charlotte FC specific news. We moved to the top of the power rankings for MLS from 4th to first.
Let's
this week.
go.
So I think we're finally starting to get some respect that we deserve. Also, we clinched our playoff spot for the 2025 MLS playoffs. So that's great news. And a little bit of late breaking news today. Today's Wednesday when we're recording it, but neither Tofolo or Archie Goodwin were in training today. So we may not see them this week
Quite
again.
yet. Yeah, not super shocked there. I had a little birdie tell me that Tofolo may be out for a couple more weeks. It was Tofolo. So I'm not super surprised there, but still hate to see it. I cannot wait to watch Zaha and Tofolo on that side together, right? I mean, shout out Marshall Ruddy. He's been holding it down fine over there, but I think we can all agree that we'd like to see him out there. Anything in that you guys wanted to kind of add to? I mean, don't have to, but just curious if you got any
I have
thoughts.
a question for you two lads.
Okay.
What exactly, like, I'm glad we're on the top of the power rankings, but for those that might not know what that means, what does that mean for Charlotte?
I honestly probably nothing. I mean, it's just a kind of made up ranking, I think. But it was the MLS that put it out, right? They do a weekly ranking on Twitter is where I typically see it, right? Like see everything else. But yeah, I mean, I just think it does, to Brian's point, kind of show validity in what we've been doing, right? What we've been doing for the last 2 months now, and other people outside of Charlotte and this bubble right here are now taking notice. So. I think it's a huge accomplishment. I'm assuming it's the first time we've been there in our history.
Yeah.
So does it really mean anything? No. But at the end of the day, it's great recognition from the league versus just this bubble in Charlotte.
Are there certain specifics they look at or that go into the power ranking?
I read the synopsis. No, I mean it kind of was like they went on this bad run, but even in that they were actually still playing well, just giving up mistakes, and now they're corrected them was kind of how it read, but it wasn't any like specific metric. I don't think. I think it's literally just a guy like me and you that kind of writes it down and judges it. But
well, I mean, it's hard to argue 8 wins in a row, 9 wins in a row.
That's right.
So I mean, we have the hottest team by far. So
Yep.
it seems like that's a
That's
good
a
enough
good
metric
enough
right there
reason.
to be at the top of the power rankings.
Sure, I agree. But okay, nothing else really to add there, I don't think. I guess we'll just jump right into the around the league then, because I am ready to kind of go through some of these scores, right? A crazy weekend, and going to be a crazy week. I mean, there's a lot of games currently happened yesterday, right, with all these makeups that are now kind of coming in. But these scores really just kind of reflect what happened on the weekend in the MLS. So, Brian, kind of let you lead off.
Yeah, so a couple of Eastern Conference foes, Atlanta and Columbus play a goal fest game of 4-5. With Atlanta losing that one, we're thankful for that, but also we don't want Columbus to climb back up. So
Right.
One of those that
Columbus was
bad
up
for us,
5-0 in that
FC.
game.
Yeah. In like 30 minutes in, they were
Yeah.
5-0.
Yeah. Wow.
And then the next one that does impact us at the top of the standings is Cincinnati beats Nashville 2-1.
Yep.
We probably would have loved a draw there, but that puts us a few points ahead of Nashville, gets us a little bit further up in that coveted fourth place position that we want to be in. Separates us a little bit. So.
Yeah, as I say, kind of gives us an extra. It's really a game and a half now because we're 3 points and we got the wins victory, so that kind of helps us. Yeah, like you said, create a little bit of a cushion from them.
And moving on into some other Eastern Conference scores, we have Chicago, the Red Bulls. They fell short against NYCFC. They lost 3-1. So NYCFC coming off of a win like us, but I don't know if they're winning as much as us. But
pretty close. We'll get into that. A little tease.
Just a little foreshadowing, but yes, they do have a midweek game. And then, of course, Buanga gets his hat trick. So LAFC scores 4 and beats San Jose, who ends up with 2. So 4-2 LAFC beating San Jose.
Great. And then last couple here. So sit down for this one. Vancouver, I guess, welcomed in the NFL season, kind of started the season. They put up a tutty on Philadelphia, the Supporter Shield current, I don't know if you call them champ, but current leader in the Supporter Shield, Philadelphia. They go out and win 7-0. Obviously, behind that, Thomas Mueller hat trick. Wasn't really even behind the hat trick. I think he scored like the 4th, 5th, and 7th goal of the game. So but at the same time, 7 from Vancouver. I don't know what to make of them. They started out the season as hot as you can possibly start. Maybe somewhat like Charlotte to a certain degree, got in a little bit of skid, but man, 7. And I do think Philly were resting some players for their U.S. Open Cup as well, but still 7. And then the other big one out west was, of course, it was a battle between first and second place, and second place took it. So San Diego 1, Minnesota 3. They got loomed, baby, as they say in Minnesota. So great scoreline there. Maybe not for Gabby. She kind of secretly, she has a little crush on San Diego. Likes that story. Not her best week, but it is what it is. We'll roll that right into the standings, though. I'll just kind of knock out the Western really quick. I know you guys don't really care anyway about the Western, but kidding. Western friends, y'all are great. But Minnesota, with that victory, they closed the gap on first to 2 points, so they're right there behind San Diego at this point. Vancouver, with their win, they're only 4 points back of first place at this point, and they've got 2 games in hand. I do think they're playing one probably tonight. And again, it's Wednesday. I think they play one of those games tonight. But again, they're only 4 back with 2 games in hand, meaning that they could theoretically get 6 points out of those and go to the top. So kind of a 3-way battle there. That loss by San Diego really kind of brought them back to the pack in terms of those teams. And then Seattle and LAFC are seemingly battling for that last home field spot, right? They're 4th, 5th right now. Seattle does have the lead over LAFC right now, but LAFC has, again, 2 games in hand as well over Seattle. So it's one of those we'll kind of have to wait and see. I think they are also they're playing tonight as well. Schedule's kind of crazy right now, so forgive me. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at in the West. Are those who's going to get home field and who's going to end up ultimately representing the West as far as the 1 seed.
Back to the coast and conference that we care about the most, the Eastern Conference. Charlotte's still holding fast in 3rd. We're only 4 points off of the Supporter Shield, so we're behind Cincinnati and Philadelphia, 4 points out. So that's kind of exciting that, we were thinking, were we even going to be able to make the playoffs there for a while? 4th place is definitely out of the question. But now to even have the Supporter Shield conversation is kind of cool to just be in that. Out. So Philly remains on top, of course, but only 2 points over Cincinnati. So that, first 3 spots is pretty close. I do know that they did say Miami, with their games in hand, they do have the potential to score the most points so far this season as far as the Supporter Shield, but we're going to hope that the Pink Pony Club does what they do best and not get all those wins.
They're not going to win all of them.
Talk to us a little bit more about Miami.
Yeah,
so right now they're in 5th. They're going to be playing Tuesday, Saturday games for the remainder of the season.
Correct. They played yesterday. They actually won yesterday.
Yeah, and if they, even if they win all of those games, which I don't expect them to, they're an older team. They're going to have they can't afford to rest them because the East is so tight. Speaking of being tight in the East, it's 4th through 8th place is only separated by 3 points. So it's crazy, and it's going to line up for decision day. That last day of the regular season is going to be it's going to be a battle.
It is a absolute madhouse in the East. We just have a lot of good teams out here, right? It's a very competitive league. We can talk about roster construct till we're blue in the face, don't love it, but if nothing else, it does lead to some very competitive games and a very competitive league overall. To have that kind of lack of separation, right, from 4th to 8th, and that also goes to show Charlotte cannot take their foot off the gas. I don't care how many they've won in a row, right? They're 1 loss away from being right in that same 4th through 8 lock neck, if you will. So a lot still to be decided. Not a lot of games left to play. That's what we know.
Yeah, we got to keep this run of form going because we could just as easily go backwards as we could. We're 4 points off Supporter Shield, so it's right there. So
we're 4 points off that, about 6 points out of the playoffs are close. Yeah, so it's wild how that happens. And like I said, brings us to our last segment, the best one, the one that started everything, right? This is the match day preview. Week match, was it 32? Something like 31? Something like that. It's up there, yeah. I lost count after a while. But anyway, huge game. I've said that pretty much every week, I think, but I do mean it as always, right? So this week, Charlotte travels, so back on the road again this week, to NYCFC. They are currently sitting in 8th place at 47 points. You do have a couple games in hand, though, so keep that in mind. And pretty hot team we're talking about right now. before we get into that, I'll kind of speak on the reverse fixture. So Charlotte did win the reverse fixture 2-0. That was actually the game that started the entire streak, right? So we're going for the record against them, kind of a full circle moment, if you will, going against NYCFC to go ahead and get this record of 10 straight victories. This was also, I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit right here. I think it is kind of because of me. I didn't realize it until I went back and watched the tape. This was the game that I decided, you know what we're going to do for the first game? You know what I'm going to do for the first game? I'm going to go ahead and sit on my hands. First goal, sorry. Sit on my hands because the first goal is already expected, right? That was kind of my message to you guys in the tailgate. And lo and behold, we've won 9 straight after doing so. So I didn't think about that until kind of reviewing for this game, but shot myself out. I got a little bit of luck in that, I think.
So why we're on the street.
Yes, exactly. That's it. I bought the Toke jersey, and he got a hat trick, too. Something going on. I'm not going to say it, but somebody might. But anyway, so kind of to review that game itself, beautiful goal kind of to start. Zaha to Pep to Toke. We hope to see that again come Saturday. Beautiful pass by Zaha. Little, very similar to the one Bronico passed to Toke as well. A little tap in for Toke to finish it off. It was kind of what opened the scoring there. Vargas got on the score sheet in this one. Kind of a block shot that he swung with the left foot up into the left corner as well. Great goal by him. 2-0 victory. Stats didn't look great for Charlotte in this game. Again, kind of watching it back after we got the first goal in like the first 15 minutes. I think it was minute 12. And they really just seemed to kind of sit back after that and take on a lot of pressure. NYCFC had about 63% possession in this game. They had 4 times as many shots. It was like 22-8 on the shots. Expected goals were still the same, though, right? It was 1.4 to 1.4 in the expected goals, but it was one of those games that we took the lead and then just kind of held on for dear life. And speaking of NYCFC, ever since that loss to Charlotte, of course, we've won 9 in a row since then. They've been the second hottest team in the league. They are 5-1-1 since that loss. So we are talking about a team that is currently on form. They're winning a lot. This is not one we can just expect to roll over right at the end of the day. You watch their film, and they're just a team that doesn't beat themselves, right? They're not going to do anything spectacular. They don't. I mean, they have good players. Don't get me wrong, but they're just a very, very solid team. They don't hit the ball long. They're dead last in the league in terms of long balls, right? What they're going to do is they're going to sit back into that, kind of deep block, if you will. I wouldn't even call it maybe mid block, right, of 8. And they're going to make you pass around them, right? They don't make mistakes. They're actually 4th in the conference in total passes. So they, like I said, they do like to pass it around, but they don't score their last or least in expected goals. I don't think, 4th, sorry, I meant that. Mistake on my part here. They're 4th in total passes, but also 4th in the least amount of expected goals, right? So very much of a tongue tie. Sorry about that. What I'm trying to say is that they pass the ball a lot, but they're not moving it forward a lot, and they're not going to make a lot of mistakes, but they're going to basically try to force you to make mistakes, right? That's kind of what I wanted to get out of that. Easy enough. The keys, obviously, for this one from Charlotte, in my opinion, the way they need to attack, they want to throw long balls early. In my opinion, they kind of, in similar fashion to what Miami did to us early in that game, I think they need to try to open up that mid block, open up the gaps in between. Obviously, if they can get an early goal on a long ball, all the better. But really, the purpose of that would be, hey, show Toklomati speed to them. Let them know that, hey, you need to back off on this guy. Open up the space underneath for the midfield to really be able to kind of control the game the same way that they did against Miami. Just use that same quality and determination that we've seen over the last 9 games. I think we'll make it out. We're going to get this victory, right? We're going to get this. I guess we'll just lead that right into the predictions themselves. Back for the predictions, a little bit of a wardrobe change. Obviously, I had to do it for the crown and for the 10th in a row. Bring back the inflatable crown. For me, my prediction in this one, pretty straightforward. Going to be Charlotte 2, going to be NYCFC 0. Another clean sheet out of Kalina. Goal scorers for this one, yes, it's going to be chalk, but who cares? BL, let's go ahead and welcome him back with the goal. Like I said, I think that midfield will kind of get opened up for him, and he's going to be able to find himself a goal. If you're not taking Toke right now, you're just not watching football. Is the way I'm kind of looking at it to a certain degree. I tried my hardest when I was building this to not pick him, and I was just like, how can you not with the way he is putting the ball in the back of the net right now? Plus, I'm going to be wearing his jersey again, so going to watch him score. So that's my prediction would be 2-0 Charlotte. Amy?
I would also say that we're gonna have another Kalina sheet.
Yep.
So no,
forgot to trademark that.
no
by the way,
goals for NYCFC. And of course, I have to go with Toke because you are the person that makes all things happen. Obviously, Charlotte FC. So you're right. You can't go against Toke, and if you're wearing the jersey, he's obviously gonna find the net. I think he's just gonna put himself in it. I don't know if he's gonna have like that goal that makes us go, oh my gosh, did you see that goal? I think again he's going to put himself in the right spot, maybe get like a Messi rebound or something, but I think he's going to find the back of the net. I think Zaha's going to like find another goal, and I think Vargas and Toke both have that opportunity to. I think maybe Vargas gets more of a clean shot goal type thing, but I think either one of the breakaway types. Yeah, I think either one of them definitely gets like a rebound or like happen to be in the right place for the little tap in or something. So 3 Charlotte, Vargas, Zaha, and Toke, 0 for NYCFC.
It's a lot of letters. Sorry,
yeah, too many letters. Yeah. I got a 1-0 Charlotte FC win.
Okay, nice tidy.
I'm going back, and my reasoning is they're playing in Yankee Stadium, which is a narrow field. I think it's going to be a Messi, not a Lionel Messi, but a Messi game.
Literal,
very mucked up. Defensive struggle. And my goal scorer is Toklomati as well. He can't stop scoring. But I could see this happening off a set piece of some kind of a corner kick or a free kick or something.
Very similar to those last couple. That's very good insight there about the stadium. Should have also maybe pointed out that they will be on playing Wednesday. And then, Wednesday tonight. Well, a couple nights ago from when you guys are watching it. But, Wednesday. And then they're going to have to quickly turn around and play Saturday at noon. So tired legs might end up sitting back. Okay, well, back to all right. What we got here, Maddie? What are we thinking?
My score prediction is 5-0 Charlotte.
Okay, see there?
I'm going to say Pep, Toke, Zaha, Vargas, and Abada.
Okay.
Because I think Abada really needs a goal. Because he hasn't gotten one in a really long time.
I agree. Kind of coming in a little bit later and not having
And I just want to see a Pep goal because I just like seeing Pep goals.
Don't we all? Pep's our best. Okay, I love that. 5. Neil, you heard it here first.
Okay, I'm going to go with the 4-1. Sadly, I do not think we're going to keep the clean sheet.
Only one.
How hard this team's playing, I think that they're going to force us at least. I think it's going to happen in the beginning, and they're going to force us to make a mistake, and they're going to get an early goal. Okay. Then I think we're going to come back, and we're going to score 4 goals on them. I think Zaha's going to get 2 goals because I really saw how with Messi they really tried to keep sending Zaha the ball over and over again with long balls. So I think they're going to do that with 2 from Zaha. I think I'm going to go with Toklomati goal. I don't really think nobody cannot go with the Toklomati goal. I think it's going to come off of a header and a corner kick. And then my last goal is going to go with a Pep Biel goal. I think that he's going to want and really show that he wants to be back in the starting spot. So I think he's going to get one.
Very good analysis from both of you. I think we're all in agreement here. We know it's going to be a Charlotte victory, right? That's all that really matters. But I think great insight, great predictions. Cannot wait to see what happens. Again, we're going for double digits, MLS record, 10 straight victories. We're all happy here. It's a great vibe. Can't wait to watch it on Saturday. Noon game, guys. Wake up early, maybe catch a couple of the Premier League games, and then tune on over to Apple TV at noon to watch Charlotte go for that record, which is going to be very special for everybody. So look forward to it. Any other thoughts, closing remarks? No? Good? Awesome.
I think it's a bow. I think it's a bow on it.
I think that's a crown on it.
Oh,
it's a 4, the crown on it. Like and subscribe. Love you guys.